Good morning. So we are continuing with the Bhagavad Gita. This is chapter 7 and we had stopped at verse 26. So I'll just do a small recap of verse 26 and what we did. So then we will continue from verse 27. Verse 26 says, Arjuna, I know of all beings, past as well as present, nay, even those that are yet to come, but none devoid of faith and devotion know me. So it is extremely difficult to know Krishna. When you have every other person in your life, let us say your parents, relatives, friends, plus you are praying to different gods. That means you pray to Lakshmi to get money, you pray to Shiva to get something, you pray to Vishnu to get something, and every god in this universe you pray to so that you can get certain things from them. That many kind of relationships you build up, which doesn't talk about having personal one-on-one with Krishna. To have exclusive devotion to Krishna is very important. So he says, if you do not have faith and if you do not have devotion to me, you can never come to me. He says, I know everything from the past to the present to the future as well. Everything is known to Krishna. Krishna is one divine, the supreme divine, who has clear understanding of the past as well as the present as well as the future. So don't be under this impression that he doesn't know. So he is telling you, he is giving you a heads up. He is telling you that if you are praying to other gods, if you are going and bowing down to other people, your attachment to them will continue. They cannot grant you everything. Whereas in my world, I can grant anything to anybody. But do you have faith in my words? And do you have the single pointed devotion that I ask for? If you do not have, then you will not know me at all. So this is where we had stopped last week. So now we are doing verse 27 onwards. We are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 27. O valiant Arjuna, through delusion in the form of pair of opposites, such as pleasure and pain, etc., born of desire and aversion, all living creatures in this world are falling a prey to delusion. This is a verse which you need to embed it in your heart. It's an important verse. If you come in the form of a delusion, that means you are getting swayed by people who say good things to you and some people who say bad things to you. In this material world, there are lots of instances in life which happen, which you say they are good instances, and then there are bad instances. Something nice happens to you, something bad happens to you. You feel that there was a pandemic which appears very bad to a person. Doesn't it? Everybody was at home. It appears so terrible to every human being. And then on the other side you say that I got a baby boy, I got a baby girl. So that is happiness. This is sadness. This is terrible and this is good, isn't it? So you have this swaying right to left, left to right, like that you keep on swaying. So he says, when you get into this form of opposites, that is, the pair of opposites are always there. You're swinging left, right and center. You are never at rest. When you look at a person, you make judgment. You say this person is good. And when that person does something, you say the person is bad. So if you are saying this person is good and then the person is bad, are you not swaying? When our Prime Minister was elected at that time, everybody said, wow, everybody is there. Oh, he's doing a great job, make in India, this, that, all those things happened. And now everybody is against, including the Supreme Court, which said that, you should take this thing into consideration. So did you get it? On one side, you praise a person, and on the other side, you trash the person. This is called swaying. This is called going between the pair of opposites. This is a very dangerous thing. You can never meet Krishna when you do this. Anything that happens in this world, please understand one thing. Whatever that happens to you personally, or this world, whatever happens to this universe, the environment also, the causes are there. There is always a cause and an effect, isn't it? You know the law of karma. There was a cause, and the effect can be seen. What was the cause? The cause was, let us say, today we are putting so much of plastic in the water. Even the masks, everybody wears a mask nowadays. All the masks are discarded in the water. 150 billion masks. How much? 150 billion masks are lying in the ocean. They are not getting degraded. Nothing is happening. So because of this mask, the whole universe, the whole world is choking up. Now who has done this? Human beings have done this. What is the effect of that going to be? Naturally, in the future, you are going to get affected very badly. Think about it. Are you not drawing on yourself the ire of this universe? It's going to slap you. So then who is responsible for it? So all the karma that you are going through, whatever that you are going through, is the reason, because in your past life you have done something. If you are getting tortured in this life, it's because in the past life you have done something wrong. And the future, I can tell you right now, if you do not go through this prarabdha karma, if you object to it, if you and change anything in it, anything, even one line you change in it, you say, this is not how I want it in another way. No. You cannot have it in any other way. Imagine, in your past life, you were a horseman. A charioteer. And you had a very long whip with which you were whipping the horse very badly. You wanted the horse to run, and you were whipping it very badly. In this life, the horse might be your own husband, and he might be whipping you. Can happen, isn't it? You say, I don't want it like this. What have I done wrong to get this kind of a treatment? Well, you can go to your past life and look into it. What is its treatment? Do you deserve this or no? You be the judge. You be the judge. If something like this happens to you, would you want the same punishment to be given to the other person? That is called karma. Karma is exact opposite of that. If you treat somebody badly in your past life, in this life they will treat you badly. So it is nothing but karma. And yet, in this life, if you keep on getting swayed by this, oh, why is this person doing like this to me? You got it? This person is speaking ill to me. He's saying so many bad words. He's slapping me. He's doing this to me. He's doing that to me. You say these words. And you get swayed by it. And you say, I want to beat him. I want to show him. I want to do this to him. And that maybe in this life you can't do. So I will guarantee your future for you. In your future life, you will give him back. exactly in the same coin, and maybe a little bit more or a little bit less. And if you give more, you have to come back again. Meet the same person. If you give less, again you have to come back so that you can fulfill that destiny. I hope you understand the law of karma is very, very straight. It's a cause and effect. If you do something wrong, you have to get it back. If you do something right also, you have to get it back. Let us say in your past life, you took pity on some person. You took pity on a dog. Think about it. In your last life, you took pity on a dog. Somebody had crushed his legs. You took him to the doctor, you took him to the hospital, and you bandaged him and you made him well. In this life, you will guarantee yourself an accident and this person has to come and save you, take you to the hospital and get you bandaged and you become well. Isn't that how that law works? Everything has to be reversed out completely so that there is zero balance. But if you keep on objecting to it, if you keep on saying this person is doing bad to me, that person did this to me, that person did that to me, my father doesn't treat me nicely, my mother beats me, I did this to me. What are you talking about? Every time when you sway like this, when somebody does something, it is painful for you. He says, all this pain or all this pleasure that comes to you is born out of desire or aversion. You desire something. I want this, I want this, I want this. Some people will desire, I want to eat non-vegetarian food. I want to eat vegan food. What? Some people will say that I want to climb Mount Everest. I have got a full, list of things to do. My bucket list. Your bucket list is the cause of your misery. You will come back if you don't complete it. And even if you complete it and if you do some karma, you have to come back to give it back. So be ready for it. So if you have any aversion for anybody, if you hate somebody, if you don't like that person, you say some bad words about that person, you say anything ill about another person, that is called aversion. And the desire, oh, they should praise me. I have done so well. My boss should always say, you are the greatest thing on planet Earth. My wife should always say, you are such a nice husband. Or the wife will say, my husband should always tell me, I cook so nicely. How is my cooking? It's good, isn't it? You want praises. This is the desire that you have. So if you have any desire or if you have any aversion of any kind, you are going to keep on swaying. And this swaying in between pleasure and pain, the right and the wrong, the good and the bad, people do bad to me, people do good to me, all these kind of words will come from your mouth. And the moment you do that, all living creatures in this world are falling prey to delusion. You are falling prey to delusion. Delusion is nothing but Maya's delusive tactics. You are falling for Maya. If you fall for Maya, Krishna is nowhere visible. You can never be with Krishna. Please know this. Krishna is not there with you then. You have fallen prey to delusions in your world. And delusions are terrible. Let me assure you. So we will move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 7, verse 28 from the Bhagavad Gita. But those men of virtuous deeds, whose sins have come to an end, being freed from delusion in the form of pair of opposites, born of attraction and repulsion, worship me with a firm resolve in every way. Now, all those people who keep on falling prey to delusions, they keep on falling prey to delusions. They say that I have done something good, I have done something bad. They do whatever, they keep on swaying between the rights and the wrong. They will always think, oh, this person did bad to me, this person did good to me, I am very happy with this person, I am very sad with this person. If you keep on doing this, if you keep on insisting that what you are doing is right and wrong, you are going to be falling prey to these delusions forever. Then you can never be with Krishna. In this verse, he is saying something very nice. Listen to it. You have come to the end of all these delusions. Let us say you have understood what is discrimination. You have actually understood discrimination. You see God in every person. Everything is to be seen positively. Nothing is to be seen negatively. If some person is treating you badly, you have to always understand one thing. It is for your good. So that you have to be the epitome of the goodness in this world. Jesus Christ said, if somebody slaps you on the right cheek, show him your left cheek. He never said give him two back. He never said that. What Krishna is saying over here is you have to end this story. End it. Do not carry forward any karma in your next life. You have to bring whose sins have come to an end. See, this line is there. Whose sins have come to an end. That means you do not have any karmas left. You are doing nishkam karma now. When your karmas have terminated, you don't have to respond, you don't have to be bad to that person, you don't have to do anything to that person. You don't have to show him the other cheek also, you don't have to. You have to just do what is required. Got it? What is needed of you, just do that and move away from there. Do not get into another cycle of karma. Many a times in your own life, there will come a time when you get affected by a person. Let us say you have gone to some person's house and that person treats you badly. Maybe doesn't give you food, maybe treats you terribly, says some bad words to you, insults you, does whatever. You take all those insults, you take all those bad words, but don't utter a single word against that person. Never utter anything. That is the past karma which is getting paid back to you. You be quiet and you just say, yes, fine, and just get away from there because you are a devotee of Krishna. This is the criteria. Criteria should be, you should be a devotee of Krishna. When you are a devotee of Krishna, you just walk out of that place. Don't utter a single bad word against that person. Afterwards also, don't keep on thinking about what that person did bad to me. If you carry forward in your mind some ill thoughts or some bad thoughts about that person because that person has treated you badly, if you carry it with you in your, the next year, the year after that, if you are a devotee of Krishna, you will again fall back into that delusion. So he says, give it up. Don't even think about it. Don't even dwell on that subject matter. Somebody had to do something to you. They have done, finished, full stop. But these men of virtuous deed, they are a virtuous deed. Whose sins have come to an end, all the karma is completely finished, wiped clean. They are freed from delusion in the form of pair of opposites. They free themselves. They do not fall for this delusion of opposites. They don't say the person is doing good or the person is doing bad. Whatever they are doing is because of the karma. If your parents are speaking some ill about you, it is because of the karma of their past lives. If you have to listen to all the bad words, it is because of your karma you have given them back in the past life. That is why they are giving it back to you now. Okay? Now, this can never be understood by normal human beings. That is why he's insisting that the people of virtuous deeds, you have to be extremely good. You have to be kind, compassionate, loving, caring. It's only when you have these qualities developed, then Krishna can be with you. Then he says, that whole thing, all your sins have come to an end. Being freed from delusion in the form of pair of opposites. You have been freed from this pair of opposites, of likes and dislikes, of attractions and repulsions. And then you worship me with a firm resolve in every which way. You please worship Krishna in the most resolute way. You put all your tan man dhan, they call it in Hindi. Put everything that you have in at the feet of Krishna. Pray to him resolutely. You have to be, Krishna, I am in love with you. Please show me the path. You have to be so much devoted and dedicated to Krishna. It has to be single pointed devotion to Krishna alone. When you have this single pointed devotion to Krishna, then Krishna will take charge of you. So we will do the next verse in which he will tell us what exactly happens. We are doing Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 29 and 30. So Krishna is telling Arjuna certain things. Listen to this verse, is very, very critical. They who have taken refuge in me strive for deliverance from old age and death. Know Brahma, the Absolute, the whole Adhyatma, that is the totality of the jivas and the embodied souls, and the entire field of karma, action, as well as my integral being, which is comprising of the Adibhuta, which is the field of matter, Adidaiva, which is the Brahma, Adhiyagya, which means the unmanifest divinity dwelling in the heart of all beings as the witness. And they who possess of steadfast mind know thus, even at the hour of death, they too know me alone. It's a very lengthy verse. I will break it down for you and I will explain it to you. First, you have to take refuge in me. Krishna is telling Arjuna, you have to understand this. Take refuge in me. That means you need to have absolute faith in me. You have to give me your power of attorney. You have to only consider me as your father, mother, brother, sister, husband, wife. Everything is me alone. I am your child also and I am your parents also. Everything is me. You have to consider me as that. You have to take refuge in me. See, I can only help you if you have faith in me. If you don't have faith in me, how can I help you? Strive from deliverance of old age and death. When you take refuge in me, you know old age is a terrible thing. Ask any old person. Any old person that you know, whether it's your own parents, whether it's your grandparents, or whether it's a person on the roadside who is an old, shuffling old man who is going walking, ask him the trouble that he is in. You see, he will give you a lengthy discourse on what are the problems in his life. He will start first with these health issues. Any old person, meet them. First thing they will say how bad their health is. Second, they will tell you how bad their entire, the doctor's treatments and all these things that going around with them is. They will say, how many medicines I have to take so that I can be alive. They will give you a lengthy list of things. If they are taking insulin injections or they are taking some other injections or they are going for cancer treatment, they are going for whatever that they have to do, they will give you a lengthy explanation on that also. That is the second thing that they do. They tell you how miserable they feel. Then the family comes into the picture. Nobody treats me nicely. My own relatives, my own children, my own wife, the wife will say my own husband, they also look upon me like some, roadside dog or something like that. They don't treat me nicely. Nobody treats me nicely. Old people start like this. Nobody is happy. Then they will talk about relationships with everybody. Then they speak about the food. It could be food comes first and then the relatives. But let us look at it, the food. I can't eat this food. I want to eat chicken. I want to eat this. I want to eat that. And these people, they don't even give me. I can't even eat nowadays. If you are a 70, 80, 90-year-old, what are you talking about eating chicken and all those kind of things? Your body has become like a child's body, and yet this is the complaint that you have. I don't get to eat sweets, nobody offers me sweets nowadays. Then they will say, see, you people go out and come. I don't get to go out, I'm just at home only whole day. So there is so many complaints. Money, property, relatives, government. Complain and complain about life. Nobody loves me. The end result. Everybody hates me. These are the problems with old age. The next one is death. Why doesn't death come to me? Why do I have to live to listen to this crap? If somebody says something to them, if you tell your dad, Dad, can you sit quietly over there? I am on a call. Your dad will immediately flare up and say, this is what I taught you? Don't have any respect for me? This is what happens. I just want to die. I don't want to be alive. God, can you please give me death? They talk in this kind of histrionics. Every person who is old does this, by the way. They always do that. So, Krishna says, you strive for deliverance from this old age and death. Everybody strives very hard to get a deliverance from this old age and death. I don't want to get old. Even the young people who are just in their 20s and 30s, I don't want to be old. You're only 30 and yet you don't want to be old. And then so many other issues. Everybody wants to die, but death doesn't come to them. They want deliverance. They want all this to be wiped clean from their life. Everybody says, right from your parents to your grandparents to the old people, they will say, Bhagwan mujhe maar dete kyun nahi? Why doesn't God kill me? God is not going to kill you just like that. You have to first fulfill all your karma. Your karmic debts are there. Sometimes a person lives beyond 100 years. The karma is there against some person that you have to repay that person. Maybe at the age of 80, 70 and 80, you see your own children fighting with each other. The elder son and the younger son will fight with each other for the property. Your grandchildren are going to treat you badly. Did you get it? That is the karma that you are repaying, sir. You think it is coming just like that? That is what you did to them in your past lives. And that is coming back to you. It comes to bite you. Let me tell you this much. And even it might be 80 years old or 90 years old or 100 years old, you still have to face it. So old age and death is not in your hands. So you ask Krishna for deliverance. Please, can you deliver me from these problems of old age and death? Got it? He says, when you do this, when you take refuge in me, when you have completely surrendered to me, you have 100% faith in me. Krishna says these words to Arjuna. When you have complete faith in me and you have surrendered to me and you are my single pointed devotee, that means you have only single pointed devotion. You don't have a mother, brother, sister, husband, wife. Oh, I have to think about them. You are not thinking of them. You are only thinking of me, 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 me. When you think of only Krishna, at that time, you will know Brahma. Brahma means the divine unmanifest. You will know Brahma. Krishna is telling you straight on your face. When you are single-pointed devotee to me, I will deliver you from your old age and your death also. You will know Brahma, the absolute truth. People talk of getting Brahmanyana, isn't it? You have seen there are Brahmanyanis. Brahmanyani is my foot. They don't even know anything. A Brahmanyani never tells the world, I am a Brahmanyani. There's a beautiful story of Sai Baba where a person comes and tells him, give me Brahmanyan, just now I have to catch my train. And Sai Baba just keeps on saying, hey, you come here, get me 50 rupees from here, get me 10 rupees from there. Like that, he just keeps on telling a young boy. So he goes to every house and he says, this door is locked, that fellow is not giving, this fellow. And this person who is sitting in front of Sai Baba is saying, can you give me the Brahmanyana faster? Then Sai Baba looks at him and tells him, I was sending people to different houses for 5 rupees and 10 rupees. And every house was closed and nobody was there at home. You are sitting with 250 rupees in your pocket and you can't give me 5 rupees? And you want Brahmanyana from me? Do you understand this? People are petty-minded. They want Brahmanyana from a Param Guru, the highest Guru in this world. They are not even willing to shell out 5 rupees. So this is something Sai Baba is telling this person who is sitting in front of him. So what is Krishna saying in this verse? Krishna says to you in this verse, he says, when you are my devotee, when you have single-pointed devotion to me, when you have surrendered at my feet, and you are not bothered about your death and all those things, you are not bothered about it because it's in my hands, you should know this. At that time, you will know the Brahma. Brahma is the Parabrahma that we talk about. The supreme divine unmanifest. All the gods that are there, all these Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Saraswati, Parvati, Lakshmi, all these gods, Ganesha, Kartik Swami, everything. All these come from Brahma. They come from Maya. They are not coming from some other place. I'm sorry. They are demigods. They are not gods. They are not the supreme God. No. None of these are supreme God. They are all demigods. They come from Brahma. Maya is the mother of all these gods. Maya created all these gods because Maya first created the elements and the 3 gunas. And from the 3 gunas, these gods were born. Please remember this. Because every god is having a guna. Brahmaji is Rajas incarnate. Vishnu is Sattva incarnate. And Maheshwara is Tamas incarnate. Likewise their wives also. And they can only come to take birth after Maya. Maya is the mother of all these gods. So before all this is Brahma, the unmanifest. Krishna says, I guarantee you that you will know the Brahma. The whole of Adhyatma If you know this totality of all these things, just now I named all these gods, no? Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Parvati, all these are called demigods. The totality of jivas or embodied soul, they are also having a kind of a body. You don't know that? They have subtle bodies. You have physical body, gross body. They have subtle bodies. You don't see God because they are in subtle form. These demigods. So you will know this Adhyatma also. Adhyatma is the spiritual stuff. When we say Adhyatma, it means spirituality. The way of the spirit. The spirit is within you. We say, na, Jivatma. We say, na, you have a Jivatma. Everybody has a Jivatma. So these total Jivas that are there in this world, in the embodied souls. The embodied souls means everybody has got a body. Got it? Who has got a body? Brahmaji, he has got a body, isn't it? Have you not seen Brahma with all his heads sitting on top of the lotus? He's got a body. Have you not seen Vishnu in all his different forms? Padmanabh Swami and this one and that one. So many. Balaji. Have you not seen that? Yeah. That is embodiment. Have you not seen Shiva sitting on top of the mountain over there? Huh? He sits in meditative posture. Embodiment. You have seen Parvati? Huh? Uma? You have seen Lakshmi? Have you not seen Lakshmi in different avatars of hers? Ashta Lakshmi they say. Dhana Lakshmi, Dhanya Lakshmi, Santan Lakshmi and all those. Have you seen them? Yeah, of course. They are all embodied. Just like you are embodied. You have a body. So, the Adhyatma is the totality of the jivas or embodied souls. All this knowledge about Adhyatma will be known to you. The entire field of karma. You know how difficult it is to know karma? Just now in the last half an hour I gave you the whole idea about karma. That karma you can't even make out. You are going through your karmic action just now and you can't even make out that you are doing that karma. Huh? Maybe you are working for a company which is a dead-end job. I don't know why I am in this company. My company doesn't pay me in time. They are not giving me good salary. They don't do this. You know the crying that a person does? You have a terrible boss. You have a terrible spouse. Your husband or your wife are bad creatures according to you. Oh, I have to see that person's face every day now because of this pandemic. People think that they have got out of this trouble. No way, no way, no way. The idea is the law of karma is very, very strange. What you do unto others, they will do unto you. If you slap a person, that person has to slap you back. If he doesn't slap you in this life back, then you will have to meet him again in some other life where he will slap you back. This is called the field of karma. Every action in your life is karmic action. You may be enjoying your chicken tandoori for all you know. That chicken has enjoyed you in your previous life. You were the chicken tandoori for him. What makes you think that it was not like that? I'm talking about chicken. You think it is not there with plants also? It is there with everything. There are things which you can't even understand. The field of karma is so vast and broad. Nobody in this world has any knowledge of it. No gurus are also there who can tell you about this knowledge. Because this knowledge of karma only Krishna knows. Nobody else knows this knowledge. Only Krishna knows. He only can tell you. You may be eating grains, food grains, and you are thinking, I am a vegetarian, I am a vegan, I don't eat non-veg, I don't eat this, I don't torture those animals. Is that so? Are you eating rice? Are you eating leafy vegetables? Leafy vegetables don't have life in them, is it? There is a karma which is called Kandani and Chuli. Peshani, Kandani, Chuli, nobody knows them. You see, when you make chapati, at home, you make chapatis at home, and the chapati has come from wheat, right? The wheat has gone to the mill, it has become very fine powder, which is called flour, and then you have bought flour and then you have mixed it with water and then you have made chapati out of it, or you are eating bread. Were the food grains plucked? Yes. Were they crushed in a mill? Yes. Was your rice polished? Yes. How many germs were killed? How many small creatures died while this was happening? Do you have any idea about it? That is why the field of karma is so vast, you won't understand anything. You owe it to those germs, you owe it to those small creatures, you owe it to every person in this world. That is why the field of karma is terrible. The less you know about it, the better it is for you. So he says, you will know the entire field of karma, as well as my integral being. Who am I? I am in everything I say, isn't it? Krishna says, I am in everything. Can you see me in the husband that beats you? No. In your boss who tortures you? I want this tomorrow, tonight only I want this thing to be done. Your boss keeps on sitting on your ass like this and he keeps on telling you, Aaj ke aaj chahiye mujhe. Where you know it is 1 week's job. And yet on top of it, he is demanding it has to be done tonight only. And you are thinking, what kind of a terrible boss I have. Can you see me in your boss? No. Can you see me in your children? When they make those faces at you, they don't sleep, or then they trouble you. Daddy, give me ice cream. Daddy, give me this. Daddy, give me that. And when they grow up, give me money for doing drugs. See all these young boys and girls from the industry, there are photographers standing outside restaurants. Okay, they stand outside this Mumbai, where they have the Bollywood. They will stand outside the restaurants and they will click all these youngsters coming out. Most of the people, most of these young boys and girls, they are totally drunk, or they have done drugs and they are falling on top of each other. Their parents are giving them money so that they can do this. And the parents then try to save their children. My son, he is not like this. My daughter is not like this. This is what it is. So, can you see me in that person who is falling down? In that young actor that you see? Somebody who committed suicide, can you see me in that person? No. Can you see me in your mother-in-law who treats you badly? No. You can't see me in anybody. But when you become my devotee, when you have completely surrendered to me, when you have taken refuge in me, Krishna says these words, at that time you will see me in everything around you, including the trees, the animals, the birds, your own parents, your relatives, your bosses, the people who torture you, who put you in jail also. Everything. Can you see me in that? And the most important of all, do you see me in you? Can you see the God within you? No. You see yourself as a miserable person who is going through the torturous life of yours. Isn't it? And that is what is called the 3 Ds. The third D is called discrimination. Seeing God in everything. So, the entire field of karma, as well as my integral being. What are my integral beings? Comprising of the Adi Bhuta, which is the field of matter. Bhutas are the five, that is earth, water, fire, all these. Can you see me in that? When I, as a fire, burn your entire village down, when I burn the entire cities down, can you see me in that? A volcano erupts, destroying the entire villages. Do you see me in that? You don't. You say it is nature which is causing the misery to me. Isn't that what you say? Mount Helena. It went and destroyed literally 1/3 of America. 1/3 of America. How many people know about it? Hardly anybody knows about it. The whole land was razed. There were huge forests. All those forests were completely razed to the ground. The land became flat, somewhere it became mountainous, and there were shrubs and small plants which are there today. There were islands which are coming into the picture and islands which got destroyed. Do you know about them? You don't know. There's a place called Nauru. This island was doing so well. Way back in 1960s and 70s. It started becoming rich. By 1990s, 30 years ago, it started declining. When it started declining, all the people over there, all the tourists went away, the whole world left them and went away. Today, it has a very small population and everybody is poor. It was a rich nation, suddenly it has become a poor nation. 15-20 years ago, Russia was a very powerful economy. It was number 2 in Asia. Where is it today? There was USSR, now it is nowhere. India, it was nowhere in 75s and 80s. Today, the economy is booming, but because of pandemic, we are again going down. So all these changes that happen, they are a part of the Adi Bhuta, by the way. The elements are working around us. The fire element, the air element. God is in all these elements also. You will come to know me through these Adi Bhutas. Please see me in all this. Can you see me in that? Adi Daiva, which we did just now, knowing the Brahma. Do you know that? The gods around. Who are these gods? When you see me in all these gods, can you see me in Shiva? A very funny question was asked to me. An absolutely funny question. Because it appears funny. Now let me tell you this. The divine goddess, who is an embodiment of the Supreme, comes in front of Krishna. And Krishna tells her, you are me only, you are my wife only. You are me and my wife. I will have Shivji as my son, by the way. You will be marrying him. So the question which arose in the mind of my devotee was this. How is it that in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana it is written that it is Krishna's wife who becomes the wife of Shiva? How is that possible? It's a very, very big puzzle. The puzzle cannot be sorted out so easily. Because to understand the essence of the divine is not so easy. This is Adi Daivik. Can you understand this logic? When people ask this question, how is it that Brahmaji, whose daughter is Saraswati, how can he marry her? How can Shiva and Vishnu have a child? Huh? Isn't it? They pray to him. How is it possible? So these are the questions which can come in the form of trying to understand this Brahma, Adi Daiva. Why does the whole village have Mari? Mari means disease. The whole village, when we say pandemic, it means affecting the whole world. Right? There is epidemic also. Epidemic means related to an area. So the whole town will have some kind of a disease. There is a very strange strain which is going along in some places. It's a new virus which has come about. For what reason, nobody knows. That is not a pandemic. That is an epidemic. Maybe it is related to some small area. Why does this happen? So the knowledge of Adi Daiva will also be with you. This knowledge of Adhyatmik, Adi Daivik, the knowledge about these gods. Who is this Krishna? Who is Brahmaji? Who is his wife? Who is this? Who is that? Everything. If you want to know why this disease spread, what is the reason for this to happen, why this flood has come, that also knowledge will come to you. Then he says, the Adi Yagya, the unmanifest divinity dwelling in the heart of all being as their witness. This is a very interesting one which I am doing in the Das Bodh, and I also did it in the Uddhav Gita. I am doing Uddhav Gita on Saturdays and Sundays, you know that. This Saturday, Sunday I may not be there, but the coming Saturday, Sunday I will be there. So you can listen to it. This particular thing where Krishna says these words, Adi Yagya, the unmanifest divinity dwelling in the heart of all beings as their witness. I am the witness in you. You can see yourself getting angry, don't you? You know your own nature. Your own nature is to be very mean to somebody. You know that, isn't it? If somebody is mean to you, you know immediately how you are going to bite that person. You know that, isn't it? Or you know when somebody is beating you, you will become like that dog and cower in the corner. That also you know very well. When the tax returns come, you are very happy. Oh, I got so much money back from the government. And when the government is taking away the money and saying, they will send you a notice, send me more money. You get so upset. You know your nature, don't you? If you go to the restaurant and you say, oh, this idli was last week for only 25 rupees. Now it has become 45 rupees. It is so expensive. When you go to the airport, the cost of the taxi, why do I have to pay so much? I can take a 10 rupees ticket and go from, one station to another. In 10 rupees, I can travel to the airport, you will say. But here I have to pay 1400 bucks. For what reason? So do you get this? You know yourself as a witness inside of you. The one that is the witness inside of you. The one who talks very softly with you. And when you get attracted to the world, you get carried away by your own people. Let us say you become like your father, you become like your wife, or your wife becomes like you. Many years later, after being in a marriage for many years, the husband and the wife start talking the same language. Sometimes they don't. Most of the times they do. So when they talk the same language at that point in time, you understand how it goes. You know what your wife is going to say even before she opens her mouth. Don't you know that? That is called the witness state. You only know it, but are you going to interfere in what she says? No. The witness state is that state where you see everything as an extension, but it is not you. You are not that. That state is the witness state. You can experience the witness state. Krishna is telling us over here, you can be that witness. And they who possessed of steadfast mind know thus even at the hour of the death, they too know me alone. You see, it is said in our scriptures, take the name of God when you are dying. A person took the name of Narayana. He was calling out to his son, no doubt about it. But he reached Narayana. This story is so well known to all the Indians that they accept it. So Krishna says at the time of death, most important thing is you will remember, I have not written my will, I should have written it. I should not give this money to this one. You are thinking about all this. You are thinking about who is going to take care of you after I die. What? You are going to die and you are still bothered about people who are living? Why don't you die safely? Go get lost, man. No. You want to think about, mere property ka kya hoga? What's going to happen to my property? What's going to happen to my money? I made so much of money. What people don't understand, I am tortured while I am dying. Look at these people sticking so many needles in my hand. I am enclosed in this ICU. Nobody comes to see me. You're thinking about all these things. Hey, doctor, please give me release, man. You say all this nonsensical stuff. Krishna says, a steadfast mind, that thing, you are focused there only. Where? I will ensure when you become my devotee, I will see to it that you only think of me when you are dying. To those who are possessed of me, if I am the one whom you are talking about, if you have faith in my words, you have absolute faith in me, you have surrendered yourself at my feet, you have all the love for me, and you are my devotee of the highest order, then with that steadfast mind, at the hour of death, you will know me. You will immediately come to me. You don't have to bother your head about where you are going. Because please understand one thing. If you go to any of the gods, when you die, you go to any of the gods, you are going to be reborn again. Going to any other heaven, you go to any other heaven, Brahmaji's heaven, Shiva's heaven, or Indra's heaven, or whosoever's heaven you want to go to, you have to repay their debts over there. You will get nicely treated over there. After that, you will be born again on earth. This is what we had already discussed in the Bhagavad Gita in the last few weeks. But when you come to me, you are completely free from all those things. There is nothing to bother you. You want Brahma, you can get Brahma. You want to know anything, you can get anything. You want to be with me as my, buddy, you can be as my buddy. You can stay in the Golok Vrindavana forever and ever and ever. The next chapter, in chapter 8, there's a revelation that happens. This revelation, I have gone to many places, many gurus, many temples, and I have asked this question to them. Do you know about the second divine unmanifest? They look at me and they say, what? I only know about Brahma. What are you talking about? So we are going to do the story of Krishna's place, where he says, you will know me and come to me. This secretive place of Krishna is the place which is called the second divine unmanifest. So in the coming chapter, we are going to explore that world also. So right now, we have come to the end of chapter 7. Thus in the Upanishad, sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scriptures of the yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, ends the 7th chapter entitled The Yoga of Jnana, that is the knowledge of the Nirgun Brahma, and Vijnana, which is the knowledge of the manifest divinity. So we have come to the end of our satsang. I will see you all evening for the Das Bodh. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.